Hi, my name's Todd Reimer from Boots on the Ground Coaching. Do you ever feel that leadership is something like a manhole? As long as everything is working, as long as the crap is being taken care of, and everything is flowing smoothly, it really goes unnoticed, and we don't press in and look inside to see how it actually works. Well, this happened to me a few years ago. I led a group of teens into Tijuana, Mexico, 150 to be exact, from across many of the prairie provinces in Canada. We were going down to build houses, we were going to paint houses, we were going to run sports programs for teens and children's programs for younger children. I had a number of quality leaders along with me, and it took about a year to get this project put together. So we went down in 3 highway coaches, we drove straight through, did what we had set out to do down there, and drove straight back. I got back and I felt good initially. We had accomplished most of the goals that we had set out to accomplish. But I was spent. I was totally exhausted. And at first it was one of those good things. I've accomplished something good, something great. We succeeded at what we set out to do. As I recuperated a bit though, I realized, and as I reflected back on those 2 weeks, I realized I had utterly and completely failed. As a leader, I had completely failed, and I felt humiliated. Here's what I had not done. I had not laid out clear expectations for the other leaders, for the men and women who were leading alongside of me. And what happened was I ended up taking on way more of the responsibility and the duties than I really should have. I didn't give these talented men and women the opportunity to use their abilities and lead. I'd failed. Instead of feeling elated and, I've done it, I felt like a failure. It was at that moment that I realized I needed more tools as a leader if I was going to truly be effective. If I was going to be able to help other men and women lead well and succeed at what I needed them to be doing, I needed to be able to lay out clear expectations, measure them, and help them understand where they were in meeting those expectations. I spent the next 15 to 20 years digging into leadership more deeply than I ever had before. I had all the pat answers up until that point. But the next 15 to 20 years, I dug in deep. You see, I believe we all have a picture in our minds and in our hearts of what the leader looks like that we would follow. There's a saying, we would follow someone to hell and back. Well, who would you? What does a leader need to look like for you to follow them to hell and back? I believe you can be that leader. I believe you need to be that leader. And that's why I founded Boots on the Ground Coaching. It's leadership development geared specifically towards men and women in the trades, both in the private sector, the public sector, and in towns and RMs, people like you. I want to tell you about an offer that we've put together. We have geared it specifically for men and women who are leading in towns and RMs across the prairies right now. It's a webinar-based leadership course. It's an 8-week course that we've condensed into 4 weeks, 3 hours a day, twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Where do you have to go for it? Nowhere. You can stay in your shop, you can stay in your office. As long as you have access to a computer and the internet, you can take part, participate, and gather these tools and put them into practice immediately in how you lead. You see, it's a live webinar. It's not a recorded webinar that you can take and watch. You're going to participate in this. It's going to be live. Every time we meet, I'm going to be live. And I'm going to have guests with me, effective leaders who are going to help give you the tools that are going to make you an even more effective leader. So when the crap starts flowing, you're able to handle it. So when you have the opportunity to lay out clear expectations, when you have the responsibility to do that, you're going to be able to do it effectively. We're starting June 13th, 2019, and we're ending July 9th, 2019. We're going to meet every Tuesday and Thursday morning from 8 until 11 a.m. You are going to have access to some of the tools that I wish I had access to 15 to 20 years ago when I planned and organized and led that project down into Tijuana, Mexico. click on my email address below, todd@bootsonthegroundcoaching.com. And all you need to say is, Todd, I want more information. I will send you the enrollment package, what it's going to take for you to gain access to these tools, and to the webinar that we are going to be hosting for the next 4 weeks. So when the crap starts to flow, or even in the great times, in the good times, you're going to lead effectively. You're going to be able to see the results that you want and that you need from your leadership. This is Todd from Boots on the Ground Coaching, because we can all be the leader that we want to follow.